Tips for creating awesome LinkedIn native content in 2020. Hey there, everyone. One of the things that makes LinkedIn stand out and more challenging to tackle is that it drives the best results, not when you share a witty comment or GIF, but when you distribute content that is thought-provoking and insightful. This also doesn't happen overnight. On average, decision makers on LinkedIn, the people in charge of deciding whether to buy your product or service, need to consume up to 10 content pieces before they make a decision. This is because business leads on LinkedIn are not your typical social media lead. They don't make impulse purchases. On the contrary, they make informed purchases based on how much they trust a service provider or product seller. To build trust, you have to learn how to produce native content that makes business leads think of you as a top provider and their best choice. Here are some tips you can apply to create awesome, engaging native content for LinkedIn in 2020. Start by making sure your content is set up for maximum distribution. Before you produce any content, it is important that you make sure that your content is set for maximum exposure and distribution. For this, you simply have to visit the Privacy and Settings section of your profile, and to make sure that your profile is public and visible to everyone. Lastly, you have to make sure that the Posts and Articles option is checked. These settings help you increase distribution inside and outside of the LinkedIn platform. This means that your content is searchable and visible to LinkedIn users on LinkedIn, as well as searchable and visible to people without a LinkedIn account, such as people searching niche information on Google. Analyze interactions and comments. You can find plenty of inspiration for your articles simply by reading the comments people leave on posts in your feed. Simply navigate your feed to find relevant posts and see what people are commenting. Analyze their reactions. Take note of the questions they make, and take note of the needs, wants, and pain points they express. You can use all this information to write your next few articles. By writing about things that people want to answer and about things that people are interested in, you are more likely to drive lots of engagement. Focus on headlines and cover images. Native articles receive views only when people click through to enter the article page, and each article view counts when it comes to increasing organic distribution of your content. This is why it is really important to craft headlines that convince users to click through and read. Ways to make impactful headlines include adding a numbered title, adding industry keywords, using pressing questions as headlines, and teasing the content inside. Also important is to use powerful cover images that interrupt and force the user to stop scrolling and pay attention to the publication. Images with people performing an action get the most attention. Write about industry-sensitive topics. If you want your content to resonate, you have to write about sensitive topics, such as the current state and future of your industry. Some of the most sensitive topics that you can cover on LinkedIn include the problems that your niche or industry is facing right now, how your niche or industry is going to look in 5, 10, or 15 years down the road. What are the challenges that leaders in your industry are more likely to face in the short term and in the long term? What current real-world events and circumstances are more likely to affect the company's bottom line, and how? Give career-related insights and advice. A good segment of the LinkedIn user base is made of students, entry-level professionals, and entrepreneurs. Because of this, it is a good idea to create content where you focus on career growth. You can produce content where you give advice about how to get started in your industry. What are the essential skills needed by your workforce? How has your industry changed? And what are the new requirements for people that are just getting started? Push native articles through posts. You can share your article through a newsfeed post to increase your reach. You simply have to drop your article's link on a new post, to add a line to describe the content in the article, and use hashtags to make it more discoverable.